Hello and welcome back to Cosmic Nebula. So, in today's video, we will be reacting to Glitter and Lasers again. So, I know I said I would react to a bunch of different people, and I have reactions about Amberlynn and Chantel coming up, but when I saw the title of this video, I had to react to it. This morbidly obese American woman thinks that she can buy clothing in Spain. I know that Glitter and Lasers think that she can kind of transcend her size, but no amount of optimism will magically make Spanish culture make clothing in size 5X. So let's get into this video.
We're in Barcelona, and you know what happens wherever I go that's new. Yeah, I've got to go shopping. So let's go shopping for plus size clothing in Barcelona.
She can buy earrings. That's what she can buy. She can buy earrings. And I'm pretty sure in Spain, I wonder if they even have like a concept of plus size clothing. Where I live at right now, they just call clothing that is larger than average, they just call it big clothes. Like they don't have any special euphemism for it. It's literally big people clothes. How hilarious is that?
Pro tip, if you wear biker shorts under your skirt, you can shove all your secrets in there and have it covered. Try to rob me. Okay, so we're at our first store, which is called Mango. You actually can order from them in the US, but this particular store is supposed to have the largest selection of plus size in it in Barcelona. But this is according to some forum research I did, and it was not a recent entry, so there may actually be nothing in this store.
Why would there be? I don't understand. Why does she think, and it's not even like extended sizes, right? Because I'm sure in Spain, they have people like in their 40s, 50s, 60s that start to put on a bit of weight. I'm sure they have some obese population. But I'm sure what it is to be obese in Spain and what it is to be Anna-style obese is two different things. It doesn't make sense to make clothing for somebody that looks like Glitter and Lasers. Most people don't look like Glitter and Lasers. Most people don't look like Chantel. Most people don't look like Amberlynn, right? Most people are not that severely obese, so it makes sense not to make clothes like that. Companies don't just make clothes to make clothes, they make it to make money.
We will find out together. The joys of travel.
So in this little montage, I don't really see any clothes that's gonna fit her, but okay.
I was like super nervous there wasn't going to be anything because I thought it was just this like small line, and then I came around the corner and I saw the vast expanse of clothing. So I think we're gonna be okay. Couple thoughts on seeing her. First, she needs to get a chiropractor, and second, are we in Texas?
She tries to make a joke out of everything. I swear to God, she tries to make everything into like this funny hee hee tee hee. Look how much fun I'm having joke, and it's just like she has to feel self-conscious in that store. Like she has to feel self-conscious in the way that she dressed, the people in the background, the mannequins, the fashions that you see. She has to feel uncomfortable in that store, right? So even right now, I'm only 10 kilograms above my normal weight class. And so when I go shopping in stores here, I feel really uncomfortable because even though clothes fit me, right? I feel like I have body dysmorphia because I've lost weight. Even though some of the clothes fit me, I feel like they won't fit me because people here are so much more differently statured and so much more smaller statured than they are in the West. Like nobody is 180 centimeters as a woman here. It doesn't exist. Really, right? And the way she acts like she's so cool and having so much fun being in this store, it's just, I've always felt like Glitter and Lasers was always being fake. And if you are an American and you watch her YouTube channel, you think, I'm going to go to Spain and I'm going to live my best plus size life. You are living in a delusion because she's just crafting some bullshit illusion for you.
There's nothing here. There's nothing here.
Of course there's nothing there. Of course, that makes sense that there's nothing there. Why would they make clothing for somebody her size? I feel like she thinks that it's cute to try to pretend like people exist in her size. Even in America, Glitter and Laser's size is still shocking, right? She would be stared at everywhere she goes in the US still, right? Because it's not normal to be as big as she is and to be as tall as she is. But look at her. She's trying to be positive about it, right? Trying to make it seem like she's not embarrassed to look at all of these different clothes, check all of these different tags, and not find even one piece in her size?
I was sure there would be something, but no.
The reason she was sure there would be something is because Americans really think that the world works how America works. Where I live at right now, in clothing sizes, there's not a lot of variety. Like, they literally have standard sizes for a lot of clothing because the vast majority of men here and the vast majority of women here fit certain sizes. So, unlike America, they don't need to have this massive range of sizes because the majority of the countries in the world are homogenous, right? And a homogenous population generally tends to cater to one structured body, and they don't need to cater to a bunch of them, especially not one that looks like hers. So she's very delusional, and I would warn any American that goes abroad to understand that America is a melting pot country with all different types of people, but majority of the countries in the world are not like that.
Still trying. Hold it out for a hero. I have this theory that when I go home and look them up, because there's a couple pieces here I really like and hope are in plus, that I'll find they're not in plus because this feels like one of those brands that only makes beige and neutral clothing in plus sizes. There, I said it. I said it. I said it.
That's not an insult, though. Making clothes is about capitalism. Like, do these people honestly think that clothing stores make clothing as some form of altruism or community service? Why would they make clothes in your size? Why would they waste money and invest in making clothes your size when almost nobody in Spain is your size? They're not going to make a handful of clothes for a super morbidly obese American woman to come to their store twice a year. That makes no goddamn sense.
So now I'm looking up where our next store is. We made like a little map. And I'm going to hope that they have plus-size clothing because, you know, Mango didn't.
Fact. Why don't they ever call it obese women's clothing? Why do we have all of these euphemisms and terms? This is a question that I feel like fat women continue to not answer. Why do y'all continue to call yourselves plus size? Why? If you are a dress size 65, like Anna probably is, you are not plus size. You are super morbidly obese. You are massive. Call yourself that. You're not plus size. Did y'all know that most clothing, especially for women, is done in vanity sizing? So when people say stuff like, Marilyn Monroe was a size 12, actually, Marilyn Monroe was a dress size 12. To give you some perspective, runway models, they are super tall and super slim. And they are still, I think, a dress size 6, right? So Marilyn Monroe being a dress size 12 was just an average woman size. If we still did sizing according to the way they did when Marilyn Monroe was alive, glitter and lasers and the majority of women in America would be shocked at how big their actual clothing size is, right? Because vanity sizing is a thing.
So we're going to go to CNA, which is the Spanish department store. Let's do it. Low-key, all the Spanish people I asked for like dinner advice told me never to come to Las Ramblas. All of this is in Las Ramblas, and I understand why. This is a chaotic mess. It's probably like a great place to get pickpocketed. Like, watch your shit here.
It's probably a good place to be stared at and gawked at and laughed at by a lot of people too, I would imagine. Because if you look around this square here, you see a lot of people walking around, you see a lot of people sitting down, and you see a lot of people just kind of like hanging out and just, I guess, enjoying the day. And then you have her right here, and you can see how she walks, right? She's like waddling side to side as she walks. You cannot tell me that she is not attracting a bunch of fucking attention. But she always tries to like smile through it. Like, look how much fun I'm having. I really wish that Anna would be honest about like her experience places, right? If you are fat and you go to Spain, I guarantee you will have many situations of people gawking at you, pointing at you, laughing at you, whatever, talking about you, because that's how reality works, right? But she really just enjoys never showing that.
Just watch it very closely.
Look how big she is. I understand that she has lipedema. Like, I understand that it's a medical condition. I understand that slim women can have lipedema. I understand that. But somebody that is her size the audacity, right? To think that clothing stores should make clothes for somebody that is your body shape, right? Because she does have, to some end, a disability, right? Lipedema to some end is a disability. It's a lot of audacity to go into a store and think that it makes sense to make clothes for somebody whose lower body is that big, right? A person who doesn't have legs doesn't go into a store and just expect there to be a bunch of fucking legless pants, right? They understand they have to go and get their clothes custom tailored to them. And I feel like she just loves kind of going around trying to make a performance of being fat for her fat viewers, but it's just delusional.
So we are here in CNA, and we're going to try to figure out like where the plus section is, if there is one. So I just instinctively went up to the higher floor and figured if they did have a plus size section, they'd probably hide it in the back. So off we go. I'm on the plus size section. In Spain, we're curvy. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of depressing. Well, if there's one thing I know how to do, it's polish a turd. We're polishing. Well, we found some color. These are rough. And you know, they were like, ooh, fat people love novelty prints. Crochet collar. Because everybody loves a bit of...
Fat people don't look good in clothes. Like, they don't. There's no way to make a body with literally tens to hundreds of pounds of excess body fat look good in clothing. There's not. I don't understand why do we pretend like we don't know that? So this is why fashion designers try to put fun, colorful prints on clothes, because otherwise you look like you're walking around on a fucking tarp, right? You cannot make a structured piece of clothing for somebody whose body is not structured, right? Because the structure on your body comes from muscle mass. And when it is covered up with literally hundreds of pounds of fat, that is an unstructured body. So what does she expect? I don't understand what she wants. They make big enough clothes, but they don't make them fashionable enough? Most fat people treat their body like shit, right? So they're not investing money in really nice looking clothes. I know I didn't.
Crochet on their oversized shirt. And wallflower florals for when you just don't...
No, that's because I would imagine most really big women in Spain are probably in their like 40s or 50s. So that seems like a matronly design, because most women that are overweight, right, are probably not in their 20s and 30s.
Want to be seen by anyone. Camouflage. Like, how many different black t-shirts and black pants does one sad woman need?
Because most people that are really overweight are embarrassed about their weight, and they don't want to like dress up a body that they treat like shit. I made another video talking about the Instagrammer and business owner by the name of Juicy Body Goddess. And what she does is she essentially gasses up fat women's heads and compliments them and tells them how beautiful they look in her cheap-ass China-made drop-shipping clothing. And they don't look nice 99% of the time. And my opinion is that if you are going to eat yourself into morbid obesity, why then would you turn around and dress your body up in fucking robes of gold, right? I feel like your fashion sense should match the way you treat your body, right? I'm not putting an expensive outfit on a bag of trash, right? And that's what your body is if you're overweight, a bag of fucking trash.
It's clearly like, look, you're never gonna get laid. You should just like hide your body. That's the vibe of this section.
Most people don't want to sleep with fat people. I don't, like, do we think that Glitter and Lasers is having sex regularly? Do we think that she has ever had sex regularly? Right? I don't, what is she pretending to talk, what is she talking about? A lot of fat women are so embarrassed about being fat that they don't want to be seen naked most of the time, right? Most fat men are embarrassed about being fat. They don't want to be seen naked most of the time. Most people want to cover their body up when they're overweight. That's a normal thing because it's embarrassing to have all of this unsightly fat on your body. But she sits here and pretends like most of these people are out here having these amazing sex lives. It's a lie.
Of clothing. I hate my body a little bit more shopping here because it's so damn depressing. I think we should just go to Primark.
But it's not depressing enough to lose weight. Like, for her, it's never depressing enough to lose weight. And for me as well, like, because I'm tall, when I finally lose weight down to, like, my goal weight, and I get, like, svelte, right? I will look so much better in clothes. And that's why I'm waiting to get down to a good normal weight before I buy nice clothes. Otherwise, I'm just dressed like a fucking bum. Like this outfit that I have on right now, I have on like a hoodie and like some blue jeans, if you can see. I have on some blue jeans and a hoodie. This is literally something I would wear out, minus the mask and obviously the green suit. I would wear this out. Like, I don't dress any particularly nice way. I don't see a reason to because I'm overweight. Why the fuck am I spending all of this money on nice clothes for a fat body? It's ridiculous.
Primark, please, for the love of all that's holy, be better than this. This store was super disappointing, but you know what wasn't disappointing? The fact that a dog I pet earlier did the come back around and just walk by and I got to pet him again. So, it took any disappointment I had and just washed it away.
I think that a lot of her confidence, like recording in public, comes from the fact that she is always with at least one person, right? There's somebody there recording her. I think that if Anna shot her videos 100% by herself, like she was like holding like a gimbal or a selfie stick and she was recording herself, I don't think that she would come off discomfortable on camera. I think that a lot of her confidence, right, comes from being there with at least one or two other people. Like it emboldens her, right? It's like a group of teenagers, they feel more emboldened to talk shit to somebody because all their friends are there, but they wouldn't have done it by themselves. So I don't ever feel like she has the confidence that she pretends to have.
Okay, so we're at our last stop, which is Primark. We were going to go to some boutiques, but they are unfortunately...
No way. Ain't no damn way a boutique got her clothes. Boutiques are small anyway, and they have a small amount of merchandise. Why the hell would they have a random fucking 5XL outfit for her?
All closed. Because they just decided, you know, it's summer, let's just not have a store, which is very Spanish. But I'm hoping that there's something. Otherwise, this video will just be me talking about how sad plus size clothing is in Spain.
I wonder how many fat people there are in Spain. I wonder what the obesity like rating is in Spain and how obese people are in Spain. I wonder. Because I doubt that they have many people that look like her in Spain.
Trying to be positive, guys. Trying to be. There just ain't much to cheer about. Too many people, too much stuff. But I'm determined. I'm determined now. She's on a mission. Do it.
Since we've watched this video, we have not seen anybody that's like really super morbidly obese in the background yet. Is that person right there morbidly obese? I can't tell because of the mask, but I haven't seen anybody even close, even half her size yet.
This is the only 2X I've seen so far. And it's a Lakers t-shirt.
So what does that mean? That means that there's no morbidly obese people in Spain and they have no economic need, right? They have no demand in order to supply 5XLs. So why the fuck would they just magically pump out a bunch of 5XL shirts? Like, she has to make sense. I feel like she does this type of video as like a gimmick, like for Americans to click on and like come and complain. It's bullshit.
And the irony is not lost on me. It's not lost on me. I do not have emotional currency for this today.
She doesn't have the emotional currency for fucking reality. That's what she said. She doesn't have the emotional currency for reality. Like, she is upset that reality exists.
I feel like I'm in a sample sale, but I'm still paying full price. But I still...
She hasn't bought anything. Did she have to pay to get into any of these stores? I don't understand what she's talking about.
Need to like fight somebody for a shirt. That's what it feels like.
She's upset that they don't unnecessarily cater to her super morbidly obese body. Make that make sense. Why do Americans go overseas and expect other countries to cater to your obesity? In Spain, I'm sure it's not socially acceptable to be as fat as she is. So the majority of Spanish people are not that fat. Where I live at right now, you can probably find somebody as fat as her, but it is exceedingly rare. It is so rare that in the years I've been here, I think I've seen maybe one person really fat and they were still smaller than she was. And that person still attracted a lot of attention walking down the street.
I'm just thinking, like, what if my luggage had gotten lost and I had to buy something here?
So that's why you should lose weight. How about that? How about that? If you are so big that if you lose your luggage, you will not be able to buy any clothes in the country that you go to, that should be a warning sign that you need to fucking lose weight. She is acting like this is some kind of human rights issue. If you are so big you can't fit clothing, and you are not, for example, really tall or something like that, then you need to lose weight, because weight is something that you can do something about. Even though she has lipedema, there are plenty of people with lipedema who still fit into regular ranges of fucking clothes. A lot of her weight is due not just to lipedema, but also to overeating. But she never admits to that. She just pretends like she's a victim of something.
I am so grateful my luggage made it. Oh my God. This is a nightmare.
Lose weight. How about that? How come weight loss is never the issue? I want anybody who's morbidly obese to comment down below. How come weight loss is never an option for y'all? Like, how is it that y'all would rather go around complaining about maybe possibly not being able to find anything to wear to cover your body up, and it's never enough to lose weight? I don't understand that.
I found this one quiet corner of the store, and now I'm going to try to find something here because there's nobody here. Oh, and look, they have my size in a beige sweater, of course, but things are looking up. We've gotten away from the chaos, and maybe we'll actually find something. An oatmeal cardigan is the best option we have so far.
So it's clothes. Like, if you lost your luggage and you needed something to wear, would you have any cause to fucking complain? Lose weight then. If you want to have access to nice clothing, lose weight.
Like 95 degrees outside, you know, ideal time for a oatmeal. Clearly an oatmeal. Or maybe a cappuccino colored wool cardigan.
She's fat and entitled. Isn't that strange? It's like she's one of those people that complains about like plane seat size. Lose weight then, right? Because I've been on planes before, and I've been on planes before with a BMI of like 35, and I still fit in the seat. So if you are so fat that you can't even fucking fit in the seat, then you have a goddamn problem, and that should probably be a warning sign to lose weight.
Again. So, great options. Found a faux leather jacket in gray. Now, I'm trying to decide what's worse, a beige cardigan or a gray jacket in 95 degree heat. I know it's pre-fall. I know. But I would just like more than two options. See,
lose weight then. I don't understand. Look at all of those clothes she has around her. Lose weight. That's another reason I want to lose weight. I want to be able to wear nice clothes. And until I lose weight, I'm not buying anything nice. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not dressing up my fat body in nice, expensive, high-quality clothes. That makes no goddamn sense to me. But I love how losing weight is just not the option to her. They should just make more clothing. They should just make more clothing, because fat people should have the right to wear nice clothes like thin people should. Except for they have no demand for clothes like that in that country because there's not enough fucking fat people. Ma'am, this is not charity. This is called capitalism and basic economics.
I've got my hopes up now, which is a bad idea. I think it's time to just be done. Some things just aren't worth fighting for, and unfortunately...
What, your life? You mean your life is not worth fighting for? And I'm not going to say, right, I want to say something. I think I'll say it when I make my Amber Lynn Chantel video. But I know a lot of people in like the fat acceptance sphere love to talk about life, living a longer life. And I don't objectively think that everybody needs to necessarily live a long life. Because when we die, right, we will not be aware of how long we live because we are in the state in which we are dead. So this idea that to live a long life is this great moral thing, I don't necessarily agree with, because that is not something that is inherently moral or inherently right. But people, of course, seem to think that it is. You should do this in order to live a longer life, as if living a longer life is inherently a good thing.
This experience is one of them. So let's go eat some delicious tapas. And
there we go. I bet she won't record herself eating those delicious tapas either.
Forget about the depressing romp I took through the shopping section of Barcelona, because they do not love their thickums here, or at least their clothing stores don't. So
they don't have many thickums there. Does she not realize when she looks around that she don't see a lot of fat people? When you go to the U.S., like when I go back to the U.S., I plan on being like shocked and disgusted at how fat a lot of Americans are. Because where I live at right now, I don't see a lot of Americans usually. But when I run into one, they are always fat. And I see a few that are really dangerously morbidly obese. And like the juxtaposition of them versus the people here is just shocking to me as an American. And like, I can't believe how normalized it was in the US. Like when I see pictures of Americans like on social media and stuff, it's like everybody's fat. And it's like nobody here is fat. Like it's shocking.
I'm just gonna go get thicker because I already can't fit in their clothes. Let's go. We enjoyed our dinner and headed out to Madrid, and I said, you know what?
See that? You see that? She showed us 0.1 second clip of her eating something. She fucking never lets us see her eat anything. This woman is super morbidly obese, y'all, because she eats one bite of food.
But I'm gonna try shopping there. Maybe I'll have better luck. Okay, so our first store is called Botero's Trunk, and I am hoping to God that they actually have a storefront because it is very unclear on their website. But if they do, that storefront is somewhere in here. This does not look promising. Y'all, this is a new experience. We're gonna go have a new experience. I just made John go up on a different elevator because I was like, this thing's gonna...
Because you were too fucking big for the elevator? Can you imagine? I would imagine that in Spain, I know in a lot of Europe, elevators are really old and they also really small. And they also have smaller weight limits because they don't generally have people as fucking big as she is, over 200 kilograms. Like, that's not a thing there. But she had to take 2 different elevators with the person that she came with. And again, that's not enough to make her want to lose weight. Like, I don't understand glitter and lasers.
Fall, and it's so scary.
I wouldn't get in an elevator with somebody that fat as her. If I was on the elevator and somebody like that got on, I would get off and walk down the fucking steps.
Let's see John getting out. So we might have lost John, or he came up the stairs. So, we basically ended up in their office. This is not actually a store. Apparently they only sell online, which is not super clear on their website. Yeah, don't try to shop at this one. Unless you want to shop online, then go at it. Go ham. Now back to ride the death elevator once more.
There's nothing wrong with the elevator. The elevator's fine. The problem is that you're too fucking fat to be in an elevator like that, and you know it. And it's never enough. Like, she could walk her ass right now down the steps, right? Because Anna is mobile. She could walk down the steps and go on about her life, but she would rather risk it on the elevator because she's too fucking lazy, all while complaining about how she doesn't feel safe on the elevator. But losing weight is just not an option, though.
Y'all, we are stuck in the elevator. I kid you not, we are stuck in the elevator. No panic.
Can you imagine how embarrassing it would be if she actually got stuck in the elevator? Because the fire department would have to come and literally they would need their youngest, most strapping firefighters to pull her ass out. And the humiliation might just be enough to get her to lose weight.
Well, even though we abandoned the elevator because no, to let us out on a random floor. So now we're going down the stairs. So now we're at our next store, El Corte Inglés, and this hopefully, or should, maybe might have a plus size section into it. I say that because we just literally never know when shopping abroad. I've done my research, but my research has already failed me excessively, so we'll find out together. Let's go. Up we go. Like any good department store, they've hidden the plus size section in the back, but it does exist. And it's an okay size. It's an okay size, and it's colorful, so that's good. Of course, they have an embroidered vest in my size.
Those clothes still don't look like they big enough. To me, they don't look like they're big enough. And I know what Anna is going through because when I weighed my highest weight, which was almost 300 pounds, 298 pounds, I did not go into any clothing store ever. All the clothes that I wore, first of all, it was the same type of clothes over and over and over again. I've worn the same type of clothes for like the last fucking 10 years because I've been fat for the last 10 years. But I would find like a few shops here that sold clothes in my size, and I would just order from there online. And I would just wear a very narrow array of clothing because that's all I could afford. I would never embarrass myself by going into a store and pretending like they made shit in my size. Like, I'm aware of reality. I know that they fucking don't. But apparently she loves to torture herself for views and pretending like she overcame something by trying to test out how inclusive Spain culture was. Spain doesn't need to fucking be inclusive to y'all because they don't have that many fat people.
I tried. It looks like the only thing they have up in the store is up to like a 14, occasional 16, so.
Yeah, because in Spain, really fat means like in an overweight BMI, right? Not an obese BMI. I would imagine that in Spain, most people are probably under 30 BMI, like 20. Fat in Spain is probably 26 to like 30, 31 BMI. There's probably nobody pushing 40, 45, 50 BMI. There's probably nobody like that in Spain.
Not my vibe. I'm trying to remain positive, but I'm feeling just...
Why? I don't understand this. She has to intellectually know that a country like Spain does not have something for a person her size. In the United States, a lot of stores don't carry clothing in her fucking size because being her size, being Amber Lynn's size, being Chantel's size is not normal even in the United States. Yes, they have specialty stores that go up to her size. But for the most part, a lot of brands, even in 2023, don't sell clothing in her size. So then she goes to a country that has a much lower rate of obesity, and she thinks that she can optimism and positive her way into getting them to make clothes in her size. I don't understand that. This is a person who thinks that they can use optimism and positivity to fucking save the world, and clearly she can't.
Just like really downtrodden because that was not a great experience.
Lose weight. Lose weight. Why does Anna continue to not lose weight? Like, she has lipedema. Her obesity makes it worse. The health complications that she has from that doesn't seem to be enough. Not being able to fit into plane seats doesn't seem to be enough. Being stared at doesn't seem to be enough. Not being able to find clothes in her size when she travels abroad doesn't seem to be enough. Like, what is enough? I don't understand that. If you are fat and happy and you have no intention on losing weight and you will accept whatever consequences come from that, go ahead. But what I don't understand is people like this who will complain about the consequences of being fat but still stay fat. Like, can we make logic be logic? Because this shit doesn't make any sense to me.
And I just feel like, where do these people go for clothing?
They go to the store because most of them aren't morbidly obese like you. Like, if I was there right now with her, I'd be like, Anna, I want you to turn around and point out a person that's a similar size to you. Find one. I dare you.
Like, what if my luggage got lost and I came here on vacation? I would be able to buy nothing.
Lose weight. Lose weight. Why won't you lose weight then? Why are you complaining about something when you could lose weight? I can understand people who are like, for example, really tall or really broad, or that have some kind of physical difference that they are not responsible for, right? Just genetic, complaining about it. But I don't understand somebody whose difference is a result of their own direct behavior complaining about it. Literally, Spain has no reason to accommodate somebody like you. They don't. Where I live at right now, the majority of women are not 180 fucking centimeters tall, right? Even girls that are like 174 centimeters tall, 170 centimeters tall can't find clothes and shoes here. Like, it's a very narrow market. And she is complaining that they don't accommodate someone who is probably in Spain like 2% of the fucking population.
And I don't want to be mad because I don't think getting angry solves the problem.
Losing weight does.
But I didn't realize how bad it was for my European sisters. Well, at least my...
There's not that many. This is a very American attitude to think that the fucking world works like how America works. There's a bunch of fat people in America, so there must be a bunch of fat people in Spain. No, there isn't. Obesity is not as accepted in Spain as it is here, right? An obese person in Spain, I would imagine, would have a lot of people badgering them to lose weight. Their family members would do whatever they could to stop them from gaining as fucking much weight as she's gained.
My Spanish sisters, I can't speak of all of Europe, but This is rough and it sucks. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to go into a store and repeatedly feel like there should be something for you there and there's not. And sometimes even advertised that there is stuff for you there and there's not. I'm trying again to remain positive because I'm hoping that we're gonna find something, that we're gonna salvage it, that it's gonna be great. But right now it's not great and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. It's not how I want to spend my vacation. So one thing I love to buy when I travel is jewelry, and so I found this really cute store, Papiroga, online, and it's so colorful and bright, and it even has a ball pit. So I was like, okay, I've got to check it out. So let's hit it up.
I promise you, if she gets her ass in that fucking ball pit,
I've seen similar designs at other stores, and while I wanted to buy something in country and I love to support local designers, it just felt a little bit out of my price range. So it was fun to see.
I wonder how expensive it was. She went all the way to another country to look for clothes, but she didn't want to buy something at a local store because it was out of her price range. I wonder how much it was. I'm very curious about how much the price was, because I assume, I guess, maybe in a few hundreds for a set of jewelry or something. But it seems like she doesn't want to pay that. But a lot of fat people actually spend a lot of fucking money on food. So I don't understand why they refuse to spend money on stuff like clothes and jewelry.
It's a cute store, but unfortunately not a win for me shopping-wise. So I was at a loss as where to go next because I've had a lot of fails on my roster right now. So I decided to go somewhere I knew that I had the best shot, which was Marina Rinaldi. Now they are an Italian brand that makes what can be considered the first luxury line of plus size clothing. And what I'm hoping is that A, I'll find something inside.
They probably won't. They probably don't have anything in her fucking size. They have no necessity to have anything in her size.
And B, they can maybe guide me to other places in the city to buy plus size clothing. So let's check it out.
I think she doesn't realize what plus size, big size, curvy means in Spain. There's a big difference in other countries what they mean by fat, right? Fat is relative. In countries like East Asia, Japan, China, South Korea, fat is completely different than what it means in America, in Canada, in South America, right? In East Asia, fat can be like a size like 10, 12. Anybody that's not like literally within the middle of the weight range for their height is considered fat, right? That's how it worked for a large part of the world. Any excess of unnecessary fat is considered fat, not necessarily in the overweight or obese range. And I feel like she doesn't realize that. That store is probably Spain's version of plus size, because that's what it means to be plus size in Spain.
Also, no. Additionally, no.
Lose weight, wear nice clothes.
I'm in the dressing room, and this was not the experience I wanted in this store. I thought I was going to come to a place that felt comfortable.
So here's a reality check for Americans. Most countries in the world do not give a fuck about American level inclusivity. Like, they don't care. They don't care how you feel about their narrow size ranges. They don't care how you feel about what they consider to be fat. They don't care, right? They don't care about your feelings. A lot of countries in the world have their own culture and they have their own standard for what they believe is correct. And they don't really care. And I feel like she is going through like a culture shock at realizing that, America is way more accepting of my obesity and Spain doesn't really seem to be. That's because, according to Spanish culture, I would imagine, because I've never been to Spain, I would imagine it's not culturally or socially acceptable to be as big as her. Therefore, they don't have people as big as her.
But instead, I felt like she keeps trying to get me to buy clothing that covers me up. And no.
Because they admit that it's unsightly. Again, this is a cultural thing. I'm sure in Spain, people admit that being her size is fucking unsightly. I'm sure that woman probably thinks this poor girl doesn't realize she should cover up her fat arms in this country because the way she's dressed is not acceptable to us at her size. Yeah, that's how different cultures work, right? They have their own fucking cultural standards.
Not show me the items I actually want to see. And that's weird.
Because she's embarrassed for you. Yeah, she think. I'm pretty sure the woman at the store thinks she's being nice.
Uncomfortable, and shopping in Spain sucks. I hate it. Like, this is the worst.
Basically, they refuse to stroke her ego. That's it. That's it. If you saw my Juicy Body Goddess video, the Juicy Body Goddess woman, her name is Summer Lucille. She really overpraises fat women, and she over compliments them in clothing that they objectively look terrible in. I will link that video down below or up here somewhere on the screen. Go and watch that video and see how this fucking fat American woman plays these fat women into spending a lot of money in her clothing store. That's what Glitter and Lasers wants, right? She wants this plus size, all-inclusive, positive, confident, safe space for fat women. And that attitude just doesn't exist in other countries. Like, this is literally a culture shock for her, that it doesn't exist in Spain. Welcome to reality, Americans. When you go abroad, other cultures are different from yours. Shocking.
I felt really great about my body over the past couple months, but I get why people...
Yeah. So, yeah. You see that? You see that? That country, this minimal pressure she has felt this whole day, right? At her body not feeling accepted in Spain, that minimum pressure, right, has her questioning her fucking existence. So imagine if American culture was like that. How few fat people we would have, right?
Don't shop in store. Because it can tank you real fast.
Yeah, and I would imagine in Spain it makes a lot of fat people want to lose weight, and they probably actually lose weight because the cultural expectation to not be really fat is palatable, right? They can't handle that pressure, and so they conform. That's human nature.
So I bought a dress, even though the shopping experience was not ideal. And the reason I bought the dress, and I haven't told anyone, John and Jess don't know yet, this is the smallest size I've ever bought in a non-stretch piece of clothing in the last 10 years. So it's a size 22, and usually for non-stretch clothing, I'm at a...
That's probably a vanity size. I would imagine in Spain they probably do vanity sizes. The only companies that don't do vanity sizes are companies with like really high quality clothes, and they usually only make clothes for like a very small range of women, usually not overweight women.
24 or 26, but I've lost, I guess, a bunch of weight, and I didn't realize it, and this is my new size. So
if y'all don't know, apparently Anna is getting Ozempic injections, and that's how she's losing weight. It's not just her dieting and exercise, but apparently, allegedly, right?
So, as much as this day sucked, I have a little bit of a win, so I'm okay with that. So this is the one item that I bought in Spain, and you...
It's ugly. That's ugly. That's not cute at all. It's so basic. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but...
You will see that it's very wrinkly, and I'll tell you why it's very wrinkly, because it sat in the package, because I've been home, I've been sick, and I'm moving in a week, so this is the first time it's come out of the package. And also, I think I personally kept it in the package because that experience in that store was so shitty and could have been so great. And I want to just take a moment to, like, talk about that experience a little bit more.
Here comes the positivity speech. Glitter and Lasers loves a positive diatribe about how she overcame some obstacle and struggle despite her size, guys. And you can too. She loves it. She fucking loves her speeches. She loves them.
After that store, Jess, which is John's girlfriend, sat in...
So you see, she was with two people. So she goes to Europe with two people, and I guess they take turns recording her, following her, helping her, assisting her in some way. So I feel like those two people being present with her when she goes around is a big reason why she feels confident enough to be out in public and doing stuff. I don't think that she would be this confident by herself. I really don't think so.
Talked to me, and she's like, that lady was so mean to you. And I was like, welcome to shopping as a plus size woman.
That's because she probably felt like your size is fucking offensive. And it is. How big Anna is offensive. This is offensive level fat. I will say that. This is ridiculous. It's like a drunk person, right? A person being a little bit tipsy, I feel like it's fine. But when a person is so drunk that they like falling down, falling over, throwing up on the ground, it's like people view them so much more negatively because it's just like you are out of control, right? You have taken to the point of obnoxious. And she is obnoxiously fat. And not only is she obnoxiously fat, she has this attitude of entitlement that she should be accommodated for her size. And it's just fucking unacceptable. It's ridiculous. She looks ridiculous.
Even when you have money to spend, this dress was not cheap. People treat you like trash sometimes. And even though this looked great on me, I still got treated like crap. I got told to like cover up. And she kept sending me like to the floor garments with long sleeves, which is just not my vibe. Also,
because your arms are really fat. And I'm sure in Spain, Spanish women that have fat arms don't want them to be visible. I have fat arms, like on my arms right here. You can't see it. My muscle mass is so low and I have still fat on my arms. And so when I stretch my arm out, like it hangs fat, right? So I don't like to wear anything that will show like my skin hanging on my arm. I only wear long sleeves year round.
very like kind of dated clothing, just not stuff I would.
Because you're fat. Why do fat women do this? There's no way to make a fat body like this look really fucking fashionable. Most women that are fat like that are older women in their fucking 40s, 50s, and 60s. Not women in their 20s and 30s. They don't need to make really nice, young, hip clothes. Most women that are young and hip are not fat like that.
Whatever wear. And I sometimes forget that even though the U.S. is rough sometimes.
No, it's not. If you are fat, here's something the fat Americans need to understand. If you are fat and you are an American, the United States is the most accommodating to you. Y'all need to fucking understand that. Because I feel like a lot of fat people, they love to moan and groan about the United States and how discriminated against they are. And how hard they have it in the United States for being fat. I promise you, it is 20 times worse everywhere else in the world. Because everywhere else in the world, it's unacceptable to be your size. Americans, doctors are nicer here. Doctors are nicer here. Stores make more clothes for y'all here. Restaurants are more accommodating here. And people generally allow you to be super morbidly obese and they don't bother you. In other countries, none of that happens. In other countries, you will be constantly badgered about losing weight and covering up and being smaller. Because that's how other countries work. So stop complaining about how bad it is in the U.S. Everywhere else is way worse than the United States. The United States is paradise compared to almost every other country on the fucking planet for fat people.
It's still a lot better than other places. And honestly, my Spanish girls, I'm sending a hope and a prayer out into the universe that things
She's praying for nobody because there's almost nobody to her size.
get a little bit better. But until then, the pickings are kind of slim if you want to shop in person. I still love this dress. I didn't love the experience that I got it in. And I, in some ways, regret buying it because I gave money to a system that is not kind of my body. I should have just gone online and bought it, but it is what it is. I now own this dress. It's my first Marina Rinaldi dress. It is a size 22, which is the smallest dress I've worn in a very long time, so it's special to me for that. But beyond that, it's also a signifier of what shopping like a plus size person is. So while it's a really special dress in a lot of good ways, it's also a really special dress in a lot of crappy ways.
Lose weight. Again, I'm going to keep saying that. Why does she continue to complain about something that she can actively change? Imagine complaining about your ass itching, but you refuse to wash it. That makes sense, right? There's literally a solution to your problem. You can execute this solution at any point in time, and you can make your life better, but you continue to not do that, but you continue to complain about it. Like, makes sense. How does this make sense? I don't understand this woman's, like, psyche. She's almost 40 years old and she thinks like this.
And that is just the reality of shopping as a plus size person abroad. And, you know, Finland was great. Can I just go back to Finland? With that, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. I'll check you later, and peace.
Okay. So, you saw that I am so sick of Anna O'Brien, Glitter and Lasers. I am so sick of this woman acting like the world needs to be accommodating to her degree of morbid obesity. Even though the United States has a really high population of morbidly obese people, Anna's body shape and the way she carries her weight, again, due to lipedema, a lot of it's due to her lipedema, right? It's not common. And so even in the United States, we have no real cause to make a lot of clothes for somebody that looks like her, right? Americans are overweight. Americans are small obese, right? She's not small obese. She's huge obese. And I don't understand why she loves to give herself these weird ass goals of trying to make other countries adapt themselves to her and make them accommodate her, and then complain when a country that has no necessity to accommodate somebody that looks like her doesn't accommodate her. She does this constantly without any of these experiences ever making her want to fucking lose weight. And I want somebody to explain to me, how does that make sense? And how come it's never enough? And how come y'all refuse to be fat and happy, right? But also happy with the options that you have, and accepting of the fact that you could change your options at any time if you actually lost weight. I don't understand why fat people think they should just be accommodated beyond belief, even though in a lot of places there exists no demand for that accommodation, right? Glitter and Lasers is not special, right? She is not going to support the Spanish economy, and there's no need to carry clothing in her size. So I want to know what y'all think about this. What do y'all feel about Glitter and Lasers' personality? If you've seen the other videos, and what do y'all feel about her entitlement? Like, I feel like she's a very entitled person, but she tries to pretend like she's nice, kind, and humble. So, this has been a Cosmic Nebula video. I will see you in the next one.